Hello everybody, welcome to today's live stream. I got a lot of good news today, and it turns out this formation yesterday on Bitcoin was in fact a bull flag. Yep. Yesterday's video was titled, "Is this a bull flag?" Today's video is titled, "It was a bull flag." So, I'm happy to say this is turning out rather nicely for us at the moment. We did activate a mean reversion condition yesterday on the 240 band. Let's see if I have that set up correctly. I do. Okay, let's record this idea. Hi, folks. Okay. Hey, folks. Yesterday's TradingView idea talked about this beautiful bull flag that we formed, and today we did confirm that it was, in fact, a bull flag. Now, there is one important to note, and it's actually the failed mean reversion that ticked up here. Okay? Our longest overexpanded period, at least on this chart, was the 240, right? And this purple band is the 240 band. You'll notice something quite clearly here. We actually did activate a mean reversion condition at this location, right? Then we had the nice upward sloping band throughout here, which provided us support. And as soon as we did enter the band, mean reversion to the 240 mean was implied. So conditions are not signals. And that's a really important note here, especially for this kind of risk management. So what I would like to point out today is... Oh my god. I'm going to be right back. Hold on. Okay. My bad. Hi, Alex. I volunteered to babysit this dog, Dobie. So here we are. See? You can get an infinity loop of Dobies real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? And I'm going to be much more brief this time around, don't worry. And you can hear me. Okay, good. So yesterday we were talking about a bull flag, right? This formation right here. We did define the mean inversion pivot, the 240 band, right? Which was this pivot right here, as defined by our 3D wave PM. So we actually did activate the mean inversion condition for just a moment right here, okay? And what's interesting about entering the condition is we actually did not get the signal, right? Because for a 240 period mean reversion, we would need a 24 period CCI roll down. And if I load up that 24 period CCI, you'll notice something very interesting. Okay? From where we enter the mean reversion condition, right, oops, let's actually get a little closer view on this. Excellent. So where we entered our mean reversion condition, right there at this location, right? In that time period, we never got a CCI roll down, which never provided us entry for the short. And this is exactly the reason why we wait for that CCI roll down to get our entry, because, well, mean reversions can fail, and then waiting for a CCI roll down does provide you the best risk management for that short entry. What's also important to note, and this is the big kicker today, is if long-term mean reversion pivots are crossed, short-term mean reversions will fail. Okay? So because on our daily chart, we have our 250 period band right there, okay? Right, we have implied mean reversion by the 250 band. So as soon as we re-enter this band, it is implied that we revert to this mean right here, okay? And because this mean reversion throughout here is implied, well, any kind of downward mean reversions have a higher probability of failing for that duration, okay? So, again, trend is still technically defined at this time. We still have that continued upward expansion, and if actually, what's interesting is if we actually take the time to consider this volatility overhead, this net expansion, right? As based on the 160 period on the 4-hour, technically we never really broke trend, and this is a bit more of a taste issue, whereas I prefer not to include volatility overhead. But in this scenario of true net expansion, it could be argued that this is actually the pivot defining trend, right? So on a more macro, okay, on the most macro level, on our daily, right, we have the trend of the downward trend is over. We now have implied mean inversion. On the 4-hour chart, it's a little different and a little tricky because of how close this almost was not volatility overhead, right? Because if this plume of mass continued to expand up into this volatility overhead, then it would have connected and we would have considered the entire plume as relevant. Whereas on the 1-hour, well, we already went over the 1-hour scenario and we had that failed mean inversion because of the implied macro level mean inversion, okay? What's also interesting to note is we did have implied net expansion on the wave PM where our short-term mass was expanding over long-term mass while we did, well, and then, yeah, it's really interesting. We had upward net expansion during the implied macro level mean inversion, right? That's actually what defines trending mean inversion or upward mean inversion over lateral mean inversion is the expansion of the distributional subsets that happen inside of the actual compressing longest overexpanded period, right? All right, it's going to be a short trading view idea today. That's all I have to say today. I guess we can quickly talk about entries, what we're going to look for in the shorter time frames. With macro level net expansion on the daily, right, this right through here, right, that just implies sustained trend continuation. And it looks like we might actually make higher high here, which is unexpected. Just from looking at the previous crash pattern, I would have expected further compression. However, that's why you always wait for main inversion pivots to be crossed before you actually bet on compression. Well, simply because looking at old fractal patterns aren't the most reliable. So once we actually do cross the mean inversion pivots that let us trend back down, I will consider calling this further compression and back down to retest the weekly 200. But until then, we're scot-free for the uptrend. All right. And don't get me wrong, these mean inversion pivots can cross very quickly. So I'm not saying that we're not going to go down. I'm just saying that I'm going to call when we go down once those relative pivots are crossed, okay? This has been a pleasure. Dad Shark out. Okay. That was fun. Gonna load this on the YouTube channel. See how you guys are doing. Nice. It's a quiet day today. Cappy says, "Hi man, remember when you told me to trade breakouts?" Oh, absolutely. No, I actually didn't catch this trade. I did not have a position all throughout here. No, you should not trade breakouts. I absolutely agree. Right. Why I say look at this bull flag, how it broke out, is because colloquial terms tend to attract attention, right? People were waiting for this bull flag to break, and it did, right? And, well, just from what we went over previously, we learned why our short-term compression happened, right? All this blue throughout here, and then the new net expansion that resulted. Yeah, short-term expansion did leave this a rather bullish scenario. Despite the mean inversion, yeah, that's actually why I didn't catch any position here at all, right? Because I was waiting to short. I never got my short signal, and good thing I didn't, right? And so we had the upper break of the bull flag. So I made $0 on this move here, or this recent set of compression and new set of expansion, right? Whereas if we actually got the CCI roll down for the mean reversion condition, sure, I would have taken that. But it's just nothing that matched my risk profile for the time being. So sure, I could have taken a long position in this bull flag, as per the title assumes, but I didn't, because it's not my trading style. Jason wants me to look at TRX. Sure thing. I need to show you my baby. God, I have not caught a break on TRX. I've been looking for a short entry for 2 weeks. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, that dump is... Well, trend continuation. Yeah, I've been waiting for the CCI roll down of the longest over expanded period, right? And we actually need to go to the daily to define that. Okay, let me put it like this. It's 120, but this is set to a 24. 1 second. Garrett Howitt has a great question. I'm actually going to touch on that first. Do you never suggest a stop buy considering that movement? Okay, no, I did not suggest a stop buy, right? Because a CCI roll down implies brief net expansion, right? So if we have a mean reversion condition met, a CCI roll would probably be a price action movement like that, and a stop buy would probably enter right here, and I would be more expecting a roll down back to the relative mean, right? So it's not the kind of risk management I'd look for. Okay. Yeah, on the daily, I was waiting for the 12-period CCI roll down. Let's actually define where a mean reversion condition happened on TRX, okay? Right, with the 120 period. Okay? I have been looking for a short entry since February 11th. Right there. Right, that's our mean reversion condition. I expected CCI roll down for good risk management, and now it's just plowed straight through, and there's a 27% upside. You know, on 5x, you could have doubled your money on that. And I was never provided my entry. I'm going to check Go, BTC. I'm going to eat my oats. Don't judge. I use cinnamon and sugar. It's the best thing ever. I'm going to turn that away so I don't have to turn my chew. Hi, Dobie. It's such a cute baby. Hold on. Okay. He's a good boy. Yeah. So let's go to a shorter time frame here. 4 hour. I don't know if this is on my watch list. Stop struggling. I'm hugging you. No. Yeah, I didn't have this on my watch list. Okay. Every CCI period's weighted to the downside. All our wave PM periods are rising. That's not good. We actually had a bullish breakout right here, as defined by wave PM. Right? My mouse isn't working. That's weird. No, this is bearish chart for the time being. Check out Nano, okay? Nano BTC. Really heavily compressed. I mean, once trend begins, we'll pretty easily be able to bet on it. But at this time, I'm not really catching anything interesting on this chart, okay? INS. Is INS on my watch list? Check it out. It is, okay. Another downtrend. Sorry, I don't have much of an opinion on this. You know, downward net expansion. We're ranging between 0.7 to 0.9 on all periods. That implies sustainable trend. I don't really have much of an opinion here either. Sorry, guys. Oh, Loon's breaking out. That's rather convincing. Let's actually define a retracement value on this, okay? Currently looking at 350. Yeah, we have not retraced far enough quite yet, but I might play this. Yeah, so I'd assume we're either retracing down to this pivot or this pivot. We'll just have to wait and see with that one. Check out BNB as well. Okay. BNB BTC. Ooh, we're flagging out. Quite the bull run. Sold my TRX, or I'm sorry, I sold my BNB here. It's disappointment. So we need to look for a CCR roll up, I think, right? 200 period. No, I mean, this is still defined trend. Quad CCI implies trend continuation here briefly. Short-term periods are relatively compressed. Hell, yeah, when you get the CCI roll up, that would not be the worst of trades. I would just expect some short-term lateral trading, but this is sufficiently compressed to allow for trend continuation. So, you know, if you want to bet on that, feel free. Copy us. How long have I been trading for? Trading for about 3 years now. 3.5. Where did I get all my knowledge? Mark Whistler gave me some books. I read them. I adapted them. And just experience. Okay. Loom. Ooh. Really defined range right here, right? You want to try to buy near the bottom and sell near the top. That might work out for you. Who knows? It's a good chart. My oh my. Okay. No other questions? Okay, looks good to me. BCH. Yeah, I'm actually still long in this. Hold on. Yeah, I think we actually retraced to our... That's a breakout. Ooh. Hold on. Yeah, I might call this here. 1 second. 400, is that correct? Yep. No, mixed feelings on that. Right, because we have the upward net expansion, but we also have the mean reversion condition. I guess it would just depend on if there's a longer... No? Okay. Yeah, no opinion on that one. Jamal asks if I hold coins. I don't hold a single coin. I actually don't like much of the fundamentals in crypto. Being honest, I really do not think much of the crypto sphere at all. I like its volatility. I'm here for the volatility, and I'll trade that. So, that's why I trade crypto. I don't know the names of half the shit coins I trade. If I like the chart, I'll trade it. Yeah, I'll check out Ethereum. You should. Honestly, this looks almost similar to the Bitcoin chart earlier today, where we have this volatility overhead that the new net expansion tagged along to. It's weird. So yeah, we technically have to treat this one as a completed plume, which is on the 4-hour chart 160. Yeah. The only implied entry based on quad CCI would have been here, but because of the mass, the 50 period, I would have assumed full retracement, and now we're getting trend continuation anyway, which implies really strong buying pressure. Stay away from this from now. Just look at how these edges are starting to curl in. It really implies lateral trending for the time being, okay? It's very hard to cause this to re-expand. So, stay away from this bad boy for the time being. I'm going to check XLM. I actually have a bag full of XLM. Probably should have sold in the swing high, but mean reversion conditions... Nope, never mind. Okay, I'm actually happy with what I'm holding. Yeah. Okay, I'll define the mean reversion pivot for you. Right, 300. Yeah, XLM right now is implied that we will retrace to 300 mean, which is really nice. Yeah, 10% upside. Because we can define short-term retracement as well. Stuff is already sufficiently compressed, so it wouldn't do much for us. Do 220, 225. Yeah, it's already sufficiently compressed, so... I don't know if I have a signal yet for you guys. I don't. I technically haven't gotten a signal for a long in XLM. There's just the condition. Garrett says, great analogy yesterday on the snowball rolling up a hill. Much obliged. I'm going to look at ICX. Yeah, there's a lot of potential energy on Ethereum, Cat. I really agree with you there. That's technically a breakout. I know it doesn't look like a breakout. It's just a lateral range, but wave PM implies breakout. Okay, like it's really cool. You actually get the same signal right here. Okay, so do you see what's similar about this area right here and this area right here? Wow, those are almost identical. Do you see that? Like every period's in the same place. So from where this signal hit, this signal right here, we got a drop down of 10%. So we got the signal right here. Yeah, upside is implied here. We're going to flag it out really briefly as our short-term volatility compresses. But you see all this new net expansion coming out through here? Yeah, that implies trend, new trend. So probably people are betting right now on a double top, but this is actually new trend happening. That's a really clean chart. I don't know how you'd enter it at this time because the signal's, well, long gone. Huh. Yeah, like 5 candles ago. Okay, just look at how good Wave PM is at calling breakouts. Ready for this? Okay. So the actual cross happened right here. You had these 3 candles like that. Resistance, 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 resistance. But the Wave PM cross was happening, so you knew the resistance would be broken. All right. This is an indicator that lets you predict if breakouts will occur before the breakouts happen. I don't know of any other tool that lets you do that. Kappa, everything here, you ask, yeah, all these indicators work in unison together. It's a very isolated ecosystem. Everything is just a derivative of a Bollinger Band. If you want to learn more about the indicators, I recommend loading up the YouTube channel playlists and checking out, well, pretty much the only playlist on this channel. It's about 2 hours of descriptions on what each of these indicators do. But everything here is just a derivative of a Bollinger Band. That's it. There's nothing else on this chart. Long-term mean reversion level on Ethereum is 0.048. I actually want to look at that. Okay, let's your places right here. Our turn is only halfway over on Ethereum, my friends. This mean reversion condition is implied. So if you want to catch an entry to that long-term mean reversion, that'll treat you well. Guess who's still sitting in my lap? Dobie is. I'm going to check out ADA, and then I'm going to be done for the day, okay? Dobie, you have something to say? Speak clearly into the microphone. Give us the prophecy for Bitcoin, Dobie. Google user says all in Bitcoin or Ethereum. I don't have a good answer for that. I don't think you should all in anything, ever. Although I did analyze both of them on this live stream, so if you want to take the time to, I don't know, peruse through, find something you like, do that. Good old case of the lateral chop. No, I don't have an opinion on this chart. Sorry. That's a really nice short-term mean reversion there. Look at that. Huh. Okay, folks, this was fun. I'm going to be done for today. It's been a pleasure. See you, folks. Have a good one. It's free real estate.